a little bit of information today on, let's see here, this would be the wiring for a trailer hitch. So this is the one, of course, from Toyota, and originally it came with a little 4-pin, and I modified it. I got this on Amazon, so you got the multi-pin up there, you got the 4-pin at the bottom, and as far as running your wires back here, I did something a little bit different. Okay, so I've seen quite a few videos where the guys have run the wires inside the vehicle, taken it all apart. Believe it or not, it was really easy to run the wiring basically from back here up to the engine compartment by putting it inside of a loom, running it inside the frame, which is all protected because it's fully boxed all the way up to the front. For any additional wiring I needed, tapping in like from the original connector, which was right here. This was the one from Toyota. That was the, how do you call it, the original connection here. And I just kind of modified it all to come down into the back of this. Not sure this hangs down, so this isn't really something good for rock crawling, but I was able to modify the original mount to basically house the new one. Of course, I used all stainless steel on this, and here's the modified plug that goes in. So that was actually pretty easy. Again, if you take your time with it, it's not that bad of a job at all. And there's tons of room under here too. I know you guys know that. I know if I ever got a chance to convert my vehicle to propane, I'd probably even pull the original tank out, and I have more room back underneath the main part of the body back here for even additional propane, but I don't know if they'll offer that over here like they do in England. So anyway, that's one way to do it. Again, here's the original. Tapped into it, sealed it all up. I've got lots of this wire loom that I bought from, I forget who I got that from. I think it was Amazon again. It's always Amazon. Anyway, so I did all that, and I was able to go ahead and run it so it looks clean. And that's one way you can do it. You don't have to go inside the vehicle, run wires, pop them through the grommets, or none of this stuff. You can basically use, again, the wiring loom up inside into the engine compartment. And I'll talk about more of that in a little bit. Okay, the other thing I didn't like was the bottom of the shocks, the way that they hung out. To me, they were susceptible to hitting any type of debris. So I got this little kit here, and I'll try to pull it up online so I can show you guys where I got it. It's an armor. Basically, you can see how big it is compared to my finger. And it all comes in a kit, and it's for both shocks. And that way, if you do hit anything, this isn't going to go anywhere, and you're fully protected. The other thing I didn't like was when I would tow, I would actually get too much sag in the back. So what I did, let's see if I can get a better view of it. Timbrin. Okay, they make this thing here. Let's see if I can get a better picture. So this part here is hollow. Okay, this is a solid rubber here, so it's like an extended bump stop. But with this being hollow, it makes kind of a hollow rubber spring. And normally when you're riding down the road, it's not touching the axle, so you have the regular articulation and a nice smooth ride. But as you start to load up the back end, okay, that basically comes down and keeps it from sagging more than an inch that you see right there. The other thing is when you corner, if the body starts to lean, that'll actually engage and actually give you a better ride on cornering and stuff too. So again, that was Timbrin, and I'll try to go ahead and get some information on that. Other than that, now larger coils from the lift kit. Went ahead and of course changed out the shock that came with the kit when I lift it in the back along with the front. And that's it. Living in Florida, it's easy to keep this all clean. There's the one on that side. It's really easy to do. You just take off the old bump stop and basically just bolt this one in place. It's not hard at all, and it's actually pretty cool. And there's the other shock there with the armor to protect the bottom of it. So I'll take you up in the engine compartment and try to show you more about the wiring. Okay, so originally started right here. Okay, I used to have a bunch of wire taps and stuff in here. Really can't stand that because it looks really amateurish. I do have one tap, but it taps into a ignition activated circuit. So if I turn it on, that's when power is available, and I use that to activate relays and everything else, and really cleaned it up in here, which was nice. From there, I went ahead and took all that out and actually added all this stuff here. I have a main feed, and I think I used number 6 wire all inside here to a box that I installed. I'll go over that again, but tucked it all in here, wire loomed it up, and tried to make it look professional so that way it looks like it came with the vehicle. Again, this is my tap for all my grounds. If I ever need grounds, I can just use this, and this is a little cover that just kind of dresses it up. No more 18 million screws in here and all, which is what I had before. Okay, so that's gone. So that attaches to the ground of the battery on the negative side to here, and this is what I bring feeds off of if I need it. Like when I added this little relay here for some lights that I put in. So again, I ran the loom inside here. Here's the original one back here. Here's the one I put in. I was able to take these clips out of here, cut them, and actually put wire ties on there that were the ivory color, just because these are ivory. I wanted to try to make it look original instead of some black ones. Came all the way over here on the other side, and down in here I have a ground, a big ground on a pretty large wire that feeds into this box here, because inside this box here is all my circuits, and I'm only using 2 of them right now. Got a bunch of fuses in there. The neat thing about this particular box here, it's the one that you would actually put on a boat. If you blow a fuse, it'll actually light up red, which is kind of cool. Also on the front, a switch, little voltmeter, so I can always see what the battery's doing that way. Quick glance. And then out of this, I've run, you can see where that large wire comes down, snakes around here, and goes and feeds the box. So inside this box, there's 2 terminals. Kind of a larger size of this one over here. There's a hot side and a negative side. And off of those terminals, I actually fed the back of this fuse block. And of course, I have circuits going out. So what I'm getting into is this wire bundle here. Kind of comes underneath the inertial separator here, and you can see it. And I don't know if I can get a good view. I think I can. And you can see where it basically disappears down there and into the frame. And that's where I ran my power and all my wires back to the trailer hitch. I didn't want to go inside the vehicle and start pulling things up and getting it in the floor. I actually put it inside here. And that's what feeds everything in the back. Again, this is kind of cool. I covered this on another video, but the switch was separate, the voltmeter separate, get the plastic box. The actual fuse portion was separate. The terminals inside, it's just I bought all the pieces off of Amazon and pieced it together myself using a little bit of my engineering background. What the heck, why not? It's always fun. And did my absolute best to sort of make it look factory so it didn't look too much like an add-on. You can see even the way I ran the ground, brought it up here and tried to do like a 90 into it. And the little grommets, I had tons of those. And they're the ones that seal up around whatever you stick through. So that's kind of cool. So again, you can get all this stuff on Amazon. Just hunt around for it. You don't even have to use this one. You can come up with anything that you want. It is waterproof, which is nice for splashing and all the rest of it. And let's see here. What else do we have? Really, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about basically getting power and all your wires run back. And of course, you do have to go into the cab for some of the stuff. So that would be, all right, so you can see that one piece there. Okay, so it's this one here that comes around and actually goes into the fuse box. and that's where I was able to have the wires for my brake controller. And you guys know how to go ahead and take this down. That's how you access your air filter for the car and all that stuff. But through the back, through the firewall, I came in with the wire and I added the brake controller, which is right here. I can get to it pretty quick. I just reach over, pull it down. If I have to get to the manual override, it's right there. Other than that, it just sits there. Again, this turns off when there's nothing connected, but it's out of the way. Some guys put it in here. They stick it up under here, and then of course when you look at something like that, it's like, oh, did you put that in? And I didn't want that, so I basically routed it that way. That way it looks original, and everything down there is still all cleaned up. And we've already seen the inside, so I won't get into that, along with, yes, the ceiling console, but that's another video. Another thing I had liked, it was on one of the sites, I think it was Pure FJ. This little liner right here, that's perfectly made for this, and it allows you to go ahead and separate, so it's not just rolling around. So that's kind of a cool thing. And of course I don't have to put sunglasses anymore because now they sit up in here, which is really nice. That's about it, guys. I just wanted to go ahead and share with you the wiring for the trailer hitch, and at the same time a little bit of thing about the Timbren, which I really love those things. And cool thing is, you buy them once, they have a lifetime guarantee, so you can't beat that with a stick. And there's always going to be that one guy with a keen eye going, oh, he lied, he has a circuit right here, see, I see the fuse. No, that's actually down here. That's just for a quick float charge, and of course I like to have that fuse too, so this just kind of lays in here for when I'm not using it. And one more thing, I know I covered it before, I was wrong. Again, these things can run anywhere between 30 and 50 bucks, and it just takes the place of the old cap. Amazon actually had this for $9.95. I don't know how the heck they pulled it off, but when I saw that, I had to do it. So for $9.95, got a little TRD dress up there. It just kind of goes with the rest. And for those of you guys that saw the top, yeah, that's the emblem that was on the back of the vehicle originally, and now it kind of sits on the supercharger to go ahead. I should say the air filter for the supercharger kind of dress it up in there a little bit.